I mean, I think after nearly 8 years of austerity, the kind of imbalance in equality for people here and the opportunities for people just doesn't feel right. Clearly some people are doing incredibly well in Gateshead, and that's fantastic, but I actually want everybody to have that opportunity to thrive. You know, there are some things here that just aren't right. You know, in the 21st century, lots of people having to use food banks, you know, people who are even in work living in poverty, you know, children not necessarily going to school with a hot meal, people having to scrimp and save, you know, living from one month to the next. And, you know, we are a very, very rich economy in the UK, the fifth biggest economy in the world, I think. And I think what's playing out in Gateshead is people starting to say, this inequality just doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right to me. It has been really tough, but we can no longer continue doing what we were doing before. We need to make sure that actually everybody's got an opportunity to thrive in this borough. So that will mean doing different things. It's going to put children and families at the heart of what it does, and it's going to be outcome focused. So it's not just about looking at the services that we currently have, it's about looking at what really matters to people and what is it that they actually need the council to do for them. So it is moving away from being very paternalistic in its approach. You know, we have been very, very proud, and rightly so, of the good services that we've got, but we are over providing for some people, and we can't afford to do that now. I think Gateshead, like many councils, has want to give as much as possible to its residents. But there are some people now in the community, people like me, you know, I live in Gateshead, you know, I don't need the council to do lots and lots of things for me. You know, it's very generous that they would have done in the past, but actually I would be much more comfortable with those resources going to the people who really need it. We also need to think about sustainable growth. You know, how do we build as an organisation some of those networks? You know, the council's very much in the heart of Gateshead as a borough, but we don't need to actually do everything. So, you know, let's be smart about what are the things that other organisations could help us with. Sometimes other organisations are better placed than us. So, for example, the Citizens Advice Bureau are doing a huge amount of work around universal credit. We're doing work around universal credit as well, but sometimes people feel more comfortable going there than maybe to us. So we need to think about how do we use our resources in the best way to get the best outcomes for people. Well, I mean, employees are incredibly valuable to us, obviously, and they have the intelligence about what goes on a daily basis in the organisation, be they, you know, frontline, be they managers, you know, or at a very, very senior level. Tell us what we could do better. You know, we are a bureaucracy. Now, there are bits of a bureaucracy that you need when you're an organisation this size, but I think we've kind of lost our way a little bit in some of our processes. So if you've got an idea how you could do your job more effectively, then that's what we need to start with. I think we need to start to think about not kind of doing things for people, but what can we do to actually enable people to do things for themselves or to support their families or their communities. You know, I think we've got a great workforce in Gateshead. You know, I think we need to liberate it and actually be able to put their hands up and say, you know, I really think we can do this better. I was at the employee forum the other day, and one of the guys there was telling me about the process of having to, you know, park up his white van, which is liveried Gateshead Council, go and buy a ticket, and then you hand the ticket in, and there's 6 different processes before the actual ticket gets reimbursed to him. And you think there's got to be a better way than that, you know. And he's saying that that's just one experience. So I bet that's replicated all over the place. So let's have a massive dose of common sense. You know, let's actually have a little bit of a revolution here in terms of saying, you know, we can do this differently, we can do this better, and the resources that we're spending on making something really bureaucratic can be spent on doing something really exciting for the communities of Gateshead. I'm setting up a special website, it's not a website, an email address, not just my normal email address, because I get loads and loads of emails, but an email address for people's ideas in the organisation. Because actually, you know, when I've been talking to people have got fantastic ideas. People know what they can do differently, and we just need to unlock that and liberate it.